of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua and righteousness from the God of our salvation.
And those are the wise virgins, man. Those are the ones that are pure. Those are the ones that don't follow, that follow the Lamb whithersoever she goes. All right, judge the spirit according to the spirit. Those are the ones that have been blessed and ordained with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore. The reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
All right, and you know what? The main thing our people lack is patience. They want their reward right now. They feel like because we went through all that during slavery that they need something now. But when our punishment wasn't done yet, so we're still going through our punishment. But the Lord is turning back our captivities right before our eyes. All right, slowly judging this devil, man, exposing this devil for who he is. Go ahead.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
All for doing the work of Yahweh. Just like you go to your job and you're 9 to 5, you get a paycheck at the end of the week. All right, you come out here and do this work for this Lord, he got a reward for you too. That's worth more than money, man. That's the kingdom. That's salvation. That's seeing yourself separated from this wickedness in this world, not being a part of it, being washed by the word, and having a true understanding of what existing in life really is. You don't have an understanding what life is. They tell you, they want you to work, but the life expectancy of the average human on this earth is 70 years, but they want you to work till you're 65. Then you got 5 years to try to indulge in the thing that you worked so hard for. Come on, man, and it amounts to nothing because you might not even make it to that 70. You know what I'm saying? Or you might not. Or the way the economy's going, there isn't going to be any pensions. There isn't going to be any Social Security. There isn't going to be any retirement fund. So within the next year or so, you're going to see all this happening with the collapse in the economy. So what's going to happen to the people that work so hard then? It's all a setup to get everybody's mind taken away from what's really happening. During the time of Egypt, what happened when Moses came to the Pharaoh the first time? He said the people are crying out to their God because they are idle. So what did he do? He put more work on them. All right, then what is Esau doing? He's making it even harder to succeed in the rat race by playing with the money. As soon as you think, I remember in 1999, $10 an hour, you were making good money. Gas was 90 cents a gallon. Look at now in 2022. Gas is $4 an hour, $4 a gallon, and minimum wage is higher than $10 an hour. You can't survive off that. You can't survive off $20 an hour now. So they got you sitting here chasing what they call American dream, which is a deadly nightmare. It's all to keep your mind focused on the deception and the darkness and not going to the light. Right?
All right, this is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High?
And that's spiritual, man. You adulterers and adulteress. You men and you women that are out here worshiping money, worshiping idols, spiritually fornicating, right? Go ahead.
Whosoever, therefore, will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
So being a friend of the world is meaning you're caught up in the matrix, man. You're caught up in this, what they put, this system that they put into place to deceive the minds of everybody. And what the topic of the lesson is on, man. Separating yourself from the daughter of Babylon. We're supposed to be spiritually bonded to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, not this earth, because a friend of the world is enmity to the Most High. And you become his enemy, becoming a friend to the world.
Right. Somebody get Romans 13:11.
This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing that the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep.
Right, because right now it's high time to wake out of sleep. All right. Now we're going back to that movie again. All right. I suggest you go watch it, man. The movie called The Matrix. All right. You had Neo that needed to wake the hell up out of sleep. All right. First, once he woke up, then the next one woke up. Just like the waking up of the Titans. What was that movie called? The Immortals. Yeah. You know? So now, today, we got to wake the hell up out of sleep. Keep going, brother. Read that again.
It says, this Romans 13 and 11.
Right. And when did we fall asleep? Somebody get that, where it said falling away first?
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
Go ahead, brother.
The Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Right, so now our salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. All right, so now we got to wake the hell up out of this sleep. Now we got to wake up from calling ourselves Americans or Africans, all right, or black, all right? Go ahead. That's what I want to get back to the point. I see no kind of. Go ahead.
Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand.
Right, because now the night is far spent and the day is at hand. All right, the day of judgment is at hand. The day of our deliverance is at hand. All right, go ahead.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Right, cast off the works of darkness. What's the works of darkness? Esau saying that he's the Lord. Esau putting themselves up as the Messiah. You know, Esau establishing this system, this image, you know, to keep our people asleep, called the banking system. And now that banking system is morphing into another system called the NFT, crypto blockchain system, something called Meta. All right, go ahead.
It says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
Right, that's right. We got to cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Somebody got the other precept? Let's go. Yep.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
There you go. See, we fell away. All right, we fell away just like we did when we were called giants. That what the word Napoleon means, to fall. All right, we fell as a nation, and that happened in 70 AD. All right, and now since then, what? Our people have been asleep, but now the Lord said it's high time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is at the door. And waking up out of sleep is what? Knowing that ye are gods, as I was reading earlier. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day.
Right, because if you're in this truth, then that day is not going to overtake you as a thief. It's going to overtake these people. They have no idea. They're getting blindsided. Go ahead.
It says, ye are children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Right, so what? They're of the darkness, meaning this worldly wisdom. All right? And also, what? It says, ye are gods, man. Separating you. But how did you become gods? How do we become children of the Most High again? Through Yahushua, his first son. All right, we're going to get all of that. Let's get 1 John 3 and 1. All right, because spiritual power is coming back in a major way.
This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh.
Right, ain't that something for the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelites that scattered amongst these other heathen nations? You know, but actually they're Israelites. For them to be called and have a chance to be called the sons of God again. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, the world knoweth not us. Therefore, the world knoweth us not.
Right, just like they don't know the Lord, they don't know who the hell we are. That's why they walk by us and they'll look at, like on the Matrix, with Neo, they saw an old man. All right, or the girl Trinity, they saw a woman with blonde hair. Just like with you, they might just see a regular Jake. Or whatever outfit you're doing, whatever you wear, or they judge you based on your income rate, your income level, or they judge you based on your color, or they judge you based on the neighborhood you live in. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It says, therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
Right, so the same way the world doesn't know you, because it doesn't know. The darkness cannot comprehend light.
You want to get that?
Yep, go ahead.
Precept.
Precept.
This is 1 John chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 4.
Yeah.
It says, ye are of Yahweh, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, Therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them.
Right, so they speak in that darkness, all right? And the world hears, that's right, the world hears them. The world hears people like T.D. Jakes. The world hears people like Jay-Z. The world hears Joel Osteen. All right, that's that worldly wisdom. That's that darkness. But when we come out and tell you that the Most High is a so-called black man, and his son is Yahushua, and that he's about to destroy this damn place called Babylon, and that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have a responsibility, and that ye are gods, they don't want to hear us. They don't want to hear the poor man's wisdom.
Verse 4, let's select it.
We're gonna run all these pieces.
Verse 6 of 1 John chapter 4. It says, we are of Yahweh. He that knoweth Yahweh heareth us. He that is not of Yahweh heareth not us.
Right, because that's called his sheep. That's his flock. All right, he said, my sheep hear my voice. I know them and they follow me. All right, brother?
Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Right, man. So that's how we know it. We know what darkness is. Darkness represents the spirit of error. All right, and light represents the spirit of truth. Let's run you first. Yeah. Okay. And then we
John chapter 3, verse 18, verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. Everyone that doeth evil have not the light, neither cometh into the light.
Right, they basically stay their ass in the matrix. They taking the blue pill. They stay asleep.
Lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in Yahweh.
There you go. So our deeds are supposed to be wrought in the Lord, period. All right? Anything else is uncivilized. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, and verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as a new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all, and I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it.
There you go. They're talking about the elect. All right. The Lord going to protect the elect that have the wine, which represents the wisdom. All right. Which have the truth. And the Lord has a small cluster that he's going to protect. A small group of grapes. As he shows up to crush and to thresh in the wine press. All right. And the wine press is where you crush grapes at. All right. So yeah, the Lord going to deliver the elect, man. The ones that are woken up and to keep you out of the matrix. Now, it was another spot where I'm gonna let y'all bring them out too. In the movie, where there's one chick said she saw Neo. She was like, I saw him. And they was all trying to wake up out of the matrix, and she was like, I saw him. And when he looked at her, it unlocked the code in her mind. She said it woke her up, and she was different from that point. The same thing gonna happen with Yahushua. He said, when we see him, we shall be as he is.
And even Peter, how the people just wanted to be in the midst of Peter's shadow when it was given the spiritual power.
Yeah, we might get that. We might get that too, man. I'm gonna bring a precept out.
All right, this is Matthew 7:24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock.
Right, man.
So what it says, therefore, whoever hear the sayings, man, whoever have the ears to hear, you know, it said you'll be considered a wise man, you know. And if you attend to his wise counsel and take heed, you know, you'll be rooted upon that rock, and that rock is Yahushua.
Right, man. Any more precepts? Go ahead, brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 25, and verse 1. Unto thee, O Lord, Yahweh Shah, do I lift up my soul. O my power, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yeah, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Show me thy ways, O Lord, teach me thy path. So basically, backing up what the elder said, that the elect ain't gonna be the elect we gonna
Follow the Lord. Yeah, follow the Lord.
we're gonna follow the Lord wherever He is, the Spirit and the truth.
Right, teaching the path. That's right, you're right. That's on point. All right, let's get that, what's that? Spirit as He is, 1 John.
1 John 2:2.
Yeah. Go ahead, one, start from one.
This first, you want to go back to it? Go ahead.
All right, this is 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew Him not.
Right, just like in the beginning, we were the sons of God. That's what we were called before we were called Israelites. All right? So you have what? The sons of men, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of God. But now we're called Yasha'Allah, which means princes of the Most High, power. And we have a chance to be called sons of God again. Go ahead, next verse.
Verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High.
Oh, so now are we the sons of God again? Go ahead. Not Esau.
Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be.
Right, it doesn't appear yet what we shall be. Just like when you watch the movie The Matrix, they couldn't imagine what they could be capable of. What's his name? Neo. He couldn't fly anymore. He tried to fly, he couldn't fly and shit. So it doesn't appear what we're gonna be. We have no idea what level the Lord gonna raise us up on. He said, "Ye are gods, not just kings, not just priests." But He said, "Ye are gods." So we're gonna be risen up on that level, God-like. Go ahead.
It says, but we know that when we shall appear,
When He shall appear.
but we know that when He shall appear, we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is.
Right, so He's gonna unlock that code in your mind. By the time we see Yahweh Shai, that the elect are gonna be risen up. All right, the angels are gonna keep the elect, according to Psalms 91, all the way up until they meet Yahweh Shai in the air. By that point, they're gonna be changed and be just like Him. All right, so that's that code being unlocked. He said, I'm going to give you a heart of flesh instead of a stony heart. All right, and He got the keys of David. That's that code to unlock us, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4.
Right, He's going to unlock that power that's being bound within us, man.
In verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahweh Shai died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahweh Shai will Yahweh bring with Him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahweh Shah Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught, all up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
There you go, plain as day, man.
Wherefore comfort one another with these words.
There you go. You speak on it real quick.
Hey, so that's our comfort, man, and knowing the things that's written aforetime were written for our learning, man. That the Lord's, the things that He promised, all right, that He got the angels out here, man, protecting His elect, man, that our foot don't dash against a stone, all right, and ultimately, if we have to give up the ghost, man, hey, we go be the first one returning, man, with them, all right?
Right. Somebody get that and lift up the standard against them.
God.
Yep. And then Isaiah 17 and 13.
Isaiah 17 and 13.
This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. You wanted that one first, lift up the standard. It's Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh shine from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right. And that standard is going to be what? Protection from the holy angels, spiritual power, you know, the stuff that you'll see on the movie The Matrix. All right? Theatrical stuff, man. Sci-fi. Special effects. All right, what was that? That was Isaiah 59?
Isaiah 17 and 13.
Yeah.
You
can let me go.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, come on. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 17, verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe.
Right, because what it say? It said they're going to rush in like a flood, right? But he said Esau going to be at the chase row. Go ahead.
And it shall be as the chase roe,
So, yep, go ahead.
and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Right, read that again from 13.
Con.
They're going to come in rushing like a flood, but go ahead.
Con. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as the chase roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Right, Isaiah 17 to 13.
17.
This is Isaiah chapter 17, verse 13.
That was still a good precept, though.
It says, the nation shall rush like the rushing of many waters.
Whoa, so the nations are going to rush in like the rushing of many waters. When the enemy come in rushing as a flood, go ahead.
It says,
Read that part
but
again.
this is Isaiah 17 and 13. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters,
Go ahead.
but Yahweh shall rebuke them.
Yeah, the Lord going to rise up and rebuke them. That's that standard. Mr. Klaus Swabian.
And they shall flee far off,
That's right. And they're going to flee far off. They're going to try to get the hell away from you.
and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind.
Wow, man. So they're going to be chased before the wind and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. That's the destruction. All right. So the Lord going to raise up a standard, the spiritual power, and he's going to raise up the missiles against them. All right. Against these devils. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
And they're going to be chased away as in a dream. A dream of the night.
Verse 14. And it says, and behold, at evening tide, trouble. Read that again. Verse 14 of Isaiah chapter 17. And behold, at evening tide, trouble, and before the morning he is not.
Right. So right now you got all this trouble. All right. And then right before the morning, that's when Esau gonna fall. Right before the morning time. That's what Jacob grabbing the heel of Esau. All right. So these devils gonna fall before we get in the kingdom. The so-called white man, the Caucasian race. In case they were wondering who we were talking about. Go ahead.
This is the portion of them that spoil us,
That's right, man.
and the lot of them that rob us.
Woo! So this is their lot. He said, I have laid their heritage waste. All right, and this is their portion. All right, so but we're not like them. The Lord said we're going to die like the princes. I mean, we're in this mortal flesh, but He said, "Ye are gods, though. Ye are different." All right. Anything? Somebody got a precept just in case. All right, go ahead. Run yours.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall, be as David, and the house of David shall be as Jehovah, and the angel of the Lord before them.
There you go, man. The same way the Lord raised up Moses to be a god to the nations. They thought Moses was a god because all the power that the Lord gave Moses. You know, every time Moses would raise his hand, the water would turn to blood. Or Moses stood in front of the Red Sea and it split. Go ahead. Read that part again.
Come on, Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
Right. So yeah, they think we're nobodies now, but He said you're gonna be as David.
And the house of David shall be as Yahweh, as the angel of the Lord before them.
Right, so we're gonna be as powers, as God. All right, as the angels of the Lord before these nations, man. That's what's about to happen. The Lord has woken your mind up and cracked the code in your mind, you know, and gave you an opportunity for this. To be as a God before these people. The Lord said, ye are gods. You gotta come out of the matrix. You know, you gotta do it spiritually. You got two forms of the matrix. You got one when you're born into this earth, you come through the womb of a woman, that's the matrix. And then you got the matrix that Esau trying to set up, or that they established with their system, that they're trying to morph into this meta world, meta universe. Keep everybody locked down in their houses and on the internet. You know what I mean? Let's get this real quick. Anybody got precept? You good?
It's Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever shall save his life shall lose it. And whoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
There you go. Yep. That's right, man. Whoever put down the blue pill, you're going to find your life. You know, you're going to find life. You're going to find the truth. You're going to find the rabbit hole goes. Yeah. All right. Proverbs 21:16, Mabakusha. And each one of you in this truth, you're like Morpheus. You know, the old Morpheus, not the new Morpheus.
Proverbs 21:16.
Yeah, the new Morpheus is the program. Yep.
Proverbs 21:16.
Yep, Mabakusha.
Proverbs 21, verse 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right, man. Since we fell and you're born into this realm, into this age, we born dead, man, spiritually. We kind of born dead because you're born in the family that was probably Christian, that was Muslim, you know, or atheist, you just don't know. So, you know, once you come out of that, you're coming out of the matrix. See, being dead represents what? The spirit of error, the spirit of the world, the spirit of the matrix. All right? But once you come into this truth, go ahead, Louis, read.
It says, verse 17.
Yeah, you got to wake up out of the congregation of the dead.
It says, he that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man.
That verse again?
Verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right, we became part of that. Our nation became part of the congregation of the dead amongst these heathens since we fell away in 70 AD. But we got to separate from that to become Israel again. Yasha Allah, sons of the Most High. Ye are gods. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right, man. You know, that should be a slogan for that movie, The Matrix. I think it was a pretty good movie. You know, once you understand what's going on. But he said, what? Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Not no damn pill. You know, not no red pill like they do in the movie. So that's them pushing their agenda. You know what I mean? So let's get this real quick. He said the truth gonna set you free. You know, the truth is what set Neo and them free. Let's get Revelation 20:6.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 6. And it says, blessed and holy is he have part.
Let's start from 4.
Verse 4.
Right, because it's called Matrix Resurrections, right? And that word resurrection just means to stand up again. So he was considered asleep in that movie. So for him to stand up again as Neo, he had to be woken up to the truth. All right, go ahead, just like us.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
Right, so John the Revelator, he saw himself sitting on the throne in the future. All right, and we're about to experience that. We're in that time. So where the Lord is about to establish thrones for his elect. Go ahead.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
Right, so he saw the same ones that were beheaded back then. He saw them alive again today, sitting on thrones. All right, you gonna interject? go ahead.
And for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image.
Right, so in these times, they're set up, those same ones back then, they're set up to not worship the beast or his image, meaning his system, his matrix. All right, the beast meaning NATO, the European Union, Esau, America.
Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads.
Right, that's talking about, you know what, the MOTB.
Or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shah 1,000 years.
Right, so these elect are going to what? Usher in the kingdom of the Lord for 1,000 years. And during that 1,000 years, Esau going to be getting all kind of hell put on him. It's going to be what? Heaven for us and hell for them. You know, but in this time, it's like the danger room on X-Men. They got the Matrix set up, a mirage, to where Esau's in rulership. Like a nightmare. But the Lord gonna remove that out the way, remove that program out of the way, and put us in rulership. Yeah, preach up. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Micah 2:10. It says, arise. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right, so how do you arise? The Lord said what? Stand ye upon your feet. And we're supposed to stand up upon our feet, a great exceeding army. All right? But we were walking around on our feet already. So what is he talking about? He's talking about spiritually standing up. All right, the resurrection and standing up as a nation again. Go ahead, brother.
God says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
There you go. Because this place is polluted. That's what you call the matrix. It's set up to destroy us. The sword destruction, meaning what? Spiritually and physically. It destroy you wholeheartedly. Utterly. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah.
Yeah, it won't just destroy you, it'll destroy your whole nation.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Right, so how do you flee? You gotta run the race. That's how we flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right, the midst of the damn garden. Go ahead, brother.
Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
That's right, man. That's right. You're talking about destroying Babylon, America. And you flee out of this place spiritually.
He will render unto her a recompense.
That's right. Let's be good on that. Babylon, no, yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 4. But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Not just going to just the Lord setting that particular number, all right, 7,000 being that particular number that he has set, man. That's not going to bow down to the image of the beast, or that's not going to bow down to these wayward philosophies and doctrines, man, because the wine is raging, man.
That's right, man. That word, that number 7,000 goes to completion. You got a set number, like the brother was saying. You got a set number in place. 7,000 meaning an innumerable number that the Lord has set in place to wake up out of the matrix. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 33, verse 10.
Right, and that matter of fact, that yoke. Somebody get that? The yoke of Deuteronomy? That goes into the matrix as well. Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 33, verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth.
Right, yep. Came to Adam meaning what? Adama, which goes back to ground. It should have been called Adamites. But the Lord said he called their name Adam, so we were created from the ground first. All right, go ahead.
And much knowledge of the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse.
That's right, man. Even today you have different philosophies. What's called worldly wisdom, which is called the darkness or the error. All right, imaginations of man's heart.
Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified.
There you go.
And set near himself.
Yep, that's why you have a person named Adam as well, and then it goes down to who? The children of Israel. All right, you had Abraham, Isaac, you know, Noah. So So the Lord said some of them closer to himself. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and some sat near himself, but some of them had he cursed and brought low and turned out of their place. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render them as liking him best.
That's right, go ahead.
All right, so the Lord has created, so we didn't do anything to pull us out of this matrix. We are drawn out of this matrix through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, and the ones that are drawn out of the matrix are the ones that were predestined to be drawn out of the matrix, and they were separated from birth, even like born into sin and being pulled away from the matrix and being sanctified like Yahweh Shai was sanctified. For all men come of the earth, but he made some creatures to be for the light and creatures to be of the darkness. All right, and 2/3 of our people are going to fall upon that gross darkness that was set upon the land by Esau. Right, but the elect, the ones that truly believe in the light, Yahweh Shai, are going to be set apart and they're going to be glorified and exalted.
Right, yep. You got some that were born from the earth, and you got some that's going to be born from heaven. Those are the sons of God. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother Zaria.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. While we look not at things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Right, man. That's like what? That's basically you gotta see what the Lord is telling you. You gotta use your spiritual eyes. All right, you gotta have your spiritual eyes to see what the other people can't see. What's that? What was that? Big Trouble in Little China? Yeah. Remember he gave him the little sake. And he said you can see what others can't see. He drunk that. Yep. So you gotta go watch that movie too.
And also, people have faith in the things that they can see. So they see money on the table, they see money still, they see stimulus checks, they see all these things, and that's what they want to have faith in. But we tell them that the Lord's going to come destroy this place. They don't believe that because they ain't seen him.
Amen. I add on, and that's where the illusion lies. All right, the wickedness and the witchcraft from Esau, Edom. All right, because the scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel, but that's where the illusion lies. Because man can keep on creating the fleshly things and the things that our people like to run up into because they can see it. But the things that you can see is not even real, man. The things that you can't see is what's really real and what's forever and what really exists. So that's that illusion, man. What man keep on creating, because we're already in a matrix. So man making another matrix, being the metaverse, is just another creation of man, man. That the Lord just go put in subjection and destroy.
And another movie that relates to that is called Free Guy. Free Guy is another one where it was a NPC, a non-playable character that came to life inside the little video game setup. And when he went around and freeing the other characters in the game that weren't supposed to be bounded to that algorithm of the game. All right, so now this is what we do that same thing in the sense. Once we wake up, right, we come out here on the highways and byways and free the other ones that believe in the name of Yahweh Shai. First, they have to know of him to believe. All right, so we come out here on the highways and byways to present to them, hey, this is where we're supposed to be a part of, not a part of this world, and open their minds up to them, unlock that code through the word to unlock their mind so they can separate themselves from this place and not be destroyed with this place.
Hey, what was that? Even on that movie, they had Morpheus, and Morpheus said it too. He said, "Yeah, I remember. I saw Neo too, and I looked in the mirror, and he said I saw the codes. He basically touched the mirror and it turned into liquid." You know, or when he started waking up in the old movies, he started seeing the codes go down. Yeah. You know, all the numbers, the digits. 010101. All right? And that's basically what everything is, man. Everything is nothing but what? Hey, killing me with that, man. That is. But yeah, everything is made of atoms right now. All right? Everything is made of atoms. And at the core of it, you have something called the God gene. Okay, so this is nothing but the matrix as well. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, brother. You got a precept?
All right.
Good.
This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We
we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
That's right. You want to speak on it?
That was good.
All right, cool. So yeah, man, we all gonna be changed. I don't know what's going on, man, but yeah. He said what? We gonna all be changed, man. All right. So at the end of the day, all Israel gonna be changed. We'll keep going with the lesson.
This is the book of Revelations 20 verse 5. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
Right, so that's what I was talking about, the first resurrection, all right, of Israel. Go ahead, and then you got the other nations that's going to be able to have some form of living after 1,000 years. All right, so in that movie, they know the scriptures, man. They know about the children of Israel being resurrected as a nation. Go ahead, brother.
All right, Revelations 20 and 6.
But it's going to start by us being resurrected back into the truth, all right, being able to stand again.
All right, Revelations 20 and 6. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahweh Shah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
There you go. So they're going to be the ones that usher in the kingdom for 1,000 years. All right, the ones that are resurrected back into this truth. All right, that are resurrected as a nation. That comes with Revelation chapter 7 to where they were what? In Revelation 14, where he saw 144,000 standing upon the firmament. That's that resurrection, okay?
All the way down the way.
Oh, that was it. Let's get 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5. Oh, go ahead, you got it.
Yeah. This is John chapter 1, verse 11. It says, he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. So that's how it starts in the mind, us unlocking that code in the mind for us to believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And in that belief, he gives us power to become the sons of God. And that's done spiritually first. And before we get those new bodies, he's going to build us spiritually, man. So we're going to have the understanding, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to be able to teach others to come into the light. All right, so what does Scripture say? Those that believe have overcome already and are not condemned. But those that don't believe are condemned, man, and are going to remain in the darkness.
Go ahead, bro.
In the book of Daniel 12, 2 and 3. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Number 3, and they that be wise shall shine, and the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the star forever and ever.
And that light's going to start with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And then when we get those new bodies, you're going to be able to see we're going to have a glow on us, man. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, man.
Precept.
Go ahead,
This is 2 Ezra, chapter 2, verse 35. It says, be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. It says, flee the shadow of this world, it says, receive the joyfulness of your glory.
Oh, man. Flee the shadow of this world, man. Flee the darkness of this world. The covering of this world, man. All right? And he said what? Receive the glory of what?
It says, receive the joyfulness of your glory.
Right, man. Receive the joyfulness of your glory, which is the kingdom. Receive the joyfulness, which represents the truth. All right? So he said, flee the shadow of this world. Flee out of the matrix. You know, Esau's matrix, man. Their lies and deception. Go ahead, Thanyala, and then Nakar.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Yeah, there you go.
Until he have destroyed.
That's right, man. That yoke of iron. That yoke of iron goes into their image, their system. All right? That goes into what? Slavery.
That spiritual yoke.
That's, yeah, mental and spiritual yoke. You see that? But it went from physical first when they put the literally yoke of iron on us. And And then after we came out of hardcore slavery, that physical yoke turned into a spiritual yoke. And that's the matrix. All right, that's the matrix that Esau established, man. This deceiving ass world. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, from the metaverse and things like emancipation, a proclamation of taking the physical yoke and giving you jobs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. What you call the birth certificate? They call it sweat equity. You know, and through the birth certificate, that's what they're doing. They're going to take the straw man. That's your artificial form of each person, right? And they're going to take the straw man and transfer it over into the meta, into the blockchain. All right, and try to give everybody a MOTB. But,
All right, this is the book of Baruch.
that's that yoke, man.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us.
Right, we still here in this damn captivity. You gotta see these devils, man. They're still here.
For a reproach and a curse.
Right, we want to get out of here just as bad as they want us out of here. We gotta see their ugly face every day.
Go back to your country. Give me a second.
Right, these damn devils, man. Go ahead.
And to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from our Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua our power.
Right, so we're still under the grips of these damn devils that set up this racist system to keep us bound under these elite bankers. All right, to keep us bound under Esau. You see that? So that's that yoke to keep our people asleep. They don't want the Titans to wake up. You know, they don't want us. They don't want the children of Israel to wake up, man. They want to keep us asleep. So what was that in Psalms? I think 80 or what? Yeah, 83. Let's say Confederate. Yeah. They're Confederate. They were Confederate, and if you watch that movie, everything was working against them. You know. Yep. It was a part at the end where Neo walked up to Trinity. He had a choice to make. She had a choice to make, to choose him or not. And if she'd have made the wrong choice, she would have got destroyed. That's just like us today with Yahushua. All right? If you make the wrong choice, you're going to get destroyed. But as she was making that choice, Neo was right in front of her. And then out of nowhere, her Matrix husband showed up with the children. He said, hey, hurry up. We got to get out of here. You got to come with us. Your daughter just broke her leg. She got hit by a car. And she was stuck there making the choice, whether to go back to the world or to go with Neo. And then when she chose the children, they were about to kill Neo. But then next thing you know, she changed her mind. She chose Neo, and the husband from the Matrix was grabbing her arm. And he was like, you got to come with us. Started getting aggressive with her. And then his eyes turned black. So the whole time, he was part of the Matrix. So you got to watch for that with this society. Watch for people in this world that are part of this world.
That's why the scriptures say, he that loveth mother or father or daughter more than me is not fitted for the kingdom. Those are some of the things you might need to separate from in order to enter into the kingdom, man. The devil will use anything to try to pull you away from the light.
Right, man.
And the scripture also speak on remembering Lot's wife, man. Because that was a form speaking on the man, all right, that was a man in that instance, but the same thing with the women, the vice versa, man. You know, remember Lot's wife, you know.
Right, man. Right. That's what the Lord told us. He told us to remember Lot's wife. Don't look back. You know, we represent that woman today, Israel. Right, the elect Israel, the bride. Yep, that's right, man.
All right, this is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness?
Right, man.
And what communion have light with darkness?
Right, so the Lord showed up to divide households. You know, same. What did he do with Elijah when the chariots showed up? It separated them. Same thing. The same way that today, the chariots are going to separate the elect. And also in martial law, they're going to be separated. He said one shall be grinding at the mill, the other one going to be grabbed, and the other left. All right. But then it also goes into the chariots. snatching up the elect. So there's a separation being made. The ones that going along with the matrix, they're gonna get more of the matrix. The ones that are going along with the kingdom, they're gonna get the kingdom. All right, bring my read up.
All right, this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. It said, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and a Mashiach shall give you light. So the Lord is basically saying, wake up from the matrix. You know, arise those that are asleep. And when you arise from this sleep, and you arise from this matrix, you arise into the light. The Mashiach Yahushua, he's going to give you light. He's going to give you this truth when you wake up to it and come out of the system, i.e. the matrix.
Right, brother. That's right. That's right. You gotta wake up to Zion. That's what it was in the movie. They said Zion. That's what they went to, Zion. Yep. Go ahead, Zaria.
This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So, and that's not saying, you know, you're supposed to cast off your parents or cast off your family and treat them vilely. That's just to say if the same way was it Abraham who took Isaac up onto the mountain for sacrifice. He did that for the love of Yahweh. All right, because he was willing to sacrifice his only begotten son for Yahweh. So the same way Yahweh was willing to sacrifice his only begotten son for us, for that love, for that care.
Right, man. Come on, read something.
Yeah, Psalms 83.
Still want it?
Yeah, real quick. Wait, look at that press tour.
Philippians.
Still got
Yeah, Philippians 3. Huh?
First Thessalonians.
Yeah, let me get this real quick. Philippians 3.
Philippians 3. Philippians.
Yeah, let's just read verse 14. That'll be it.
This is Philippians 3 and 14. I press toward the mark for the price of the high calling of Yahweh in Yahweh Shai.
Right. Wait.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. If in anything ye be otherwise minded, Yahweh shall reveal even this unto you. Keep going.
No, you can keep going.
All right. So now, Paul was saying he pressed towards the mark for the higher calling of Yahweh Shai, which was given unto him through the spirit of press toward the mark of the calling of Yahweh was given to him through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And he's saying every one of us be like-minded and pressing towards that mark.
Yep. We go to 8.
We go to 8?
Yeah. Philippians 3 and 8.
All right. This is Philippians 3 and 8. Yea, doubtless I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord.
That's right, man. So letting go of those things that are behind us and reaching for those things that are before us. All right, just like in the movie. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right, it says, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahweh Shai.
That's right, man. That's right. Yep. That's the goal, to win Yahweh Shai, to get crowned by him. All right. What was that? He said, letting go of those things behind me. Huh? We just read it or something? All right, never mind. Go ahead. Psalms 83.
This is Psalms chapter 83. And I'm starting at verse 2. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right, all right. So we know who hated Esau. Go ahead. They lift up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right, so they have taken crafty counsel against us. They set up the Roman Empire, and they established a system called racism and a religious system in place that they put in place called paganism to combat the righteous spirit of truth. Go ahead, brother. So they're taking crafty counsel by establishing their universities, their schools, their banking system, all right, to keep that yoke upon our people. That yoke of iron, which is a new form of slavery. All right, sweat equity slaves. That's what they call these people, sheeple. Right? And now they want to keep you slaves forever in a system called meta, in a system called the blockchain.
Verse 4, Psalms 83. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, so that's why they wanted that yoke upon our people. They said, yo, how can we set up a system and put it in place to keep them asleep, to keep them from never being a nation again? To be calling themselves black, Hispanics, Native Americans, to call themselves everything but a child of God. How can we keep them asleep? That was they ain't want us waking up to this truth. That's why I say fear gonna fall on these people that see us standing upon our feet, a great exceeding army, resurrected in the spirit of the Lord. All right? See, yeah, just like in that movie, everything was working together against Neo and Trinity to keep them asleep. Just like everything in this society that's not in the truth, what did I say? Gather not with me, scatter. That's right, man. Because everything that's not a part of Yahushua is part of that scattering. It's part of that blue pill to keep our people asleep. All right? Let me know if somebody got it, Bakr Sean. That's right, man, because we about to rule. That's right. Esau ruled, now it's our turn. Get that scallywags back. Go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 49. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity. When she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face, when he cometh, thou shalt defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon the earth.
Yeah, you gotta talk about Yahushua, man. You're gonna be jealous. You know, jealous over it, man, like a woman that's jealous over, you know. Oh, you had a point. He had a point on that.
Done. Hey, so we hate the wicked. Just and that's perfect hatred, man. Just as King David said in the book of Psalms. All right, that's perfect hatred, man. Just as they are confederate against us and they co-conspire against us, we hate them, man. Because they're the Lord's enemies, man. So we count the enemies of the Lord our enemies.
Right, brother. Now go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. He that is not with me is against me.
That's right. So he that is not with the Lord, what? They're against the Lord. They're against the truth. Go ahead.
And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
There you go, man. So they're part of Agent Smith. they're part of the darkness. You know, Agent Smith could change into anybody and stuff. Yep, that's right, man. They're all part of the Matrix. Go ahead, brother. They're part of that scattering.
Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right, I mean, all these nations, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, the Arabs, the Syrians, you know, all of them, they were confederate. They were all together. And, you know, that's where they have what's called, United Nations? Yeah. And they all came together to keep us bound, but we waking up.
We will have a chair at the United Nations.
That's right, Esau, waking up. I think Cuba does. That's the reason I'll never say it. You know what I mean? Damn. But yeah, man. So yeah, you know, they all came together to destroy us, man. But ultimately, they don't have no physical. They don't have nothing physical on us right now. So how did they destroy us? Through the knowledge, through the schools, through putting stores up in our communities, keeping us in jail, putting systems in place like the World Health Organization. which is ran by the UN, the United Nations. All right, go ahead, throw it, brother. You know, we can go on, man. We're gonna get off the topic. Go ahead, Doc.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
That's right, man. That's right, man. We walking in the matrix, but we warring in the spirit. That's right, man. We in the matrix, but we're not of the matrix. This is the matrix right here. Once you're born through a woman's womb, you're in the matrix that the Lord created. But then Esau thinks he's God, and they try to create their own matrix. The trapping of the mind, you know, a system where there's an artificial version of yourself. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bring it into captivity every thought, and bring it down to captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua.
That's right, man. Wu-Tang and them, they had it best. What they call it, lyrical swords, spiritual swords. This is a spiritual battle, man. These words are like, this is the sword. The two-edged sword that cutteth both ways. All right, so we're really fighting a battle. You're fighting in, like in the movie The Matrix. All right, yeah. Every time each brother wakes up, you're destroying their power. You're destroying their system. Go ahead, Alex.
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. It says, for the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
So that means you got power within you, man. And now you got to be sharper than any two-edged sword because you got the word within you. Go ahead.
It says, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intent of the heart.
There you go, man. That's right. So this is what you pierce them through the soul, you know, to the soul with. All right? This is what you destroy all the agents of darkness with this word, with the light. All right, who got something? Anybody got anything? No. Let's get this real quick. I want to get this, I don't want to get on my lesson yet. I ain't get to that yet. Let's get, yeah, here you go. Let's get Genesis 25 and 23. That's right, man. Genesis 25, 23.
God, this is
the word womb or etymology.
God, this is the book of, this is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her.
Right, can somebody get Genesis 25, 23 in the lexicon? Yeah, somebody, yeah. I'll go ahead, man. I think they got it.
All right. This is the book of Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
There you go, man. So two nations are in that womb of Rebecca. Just like there's two nations in the world that are going to be separated from this place. Talking about who? Jacob and Esau. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the speckled bird against Esau. All right, which is the sons of the wicked. You got the sons of God. All right, go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
That's right, we're stronger than them. All right, so now what we have is our strength, which is the spirit. Our sword is going to be stronger than theirs. Their physical carnal sword. All right, you got the, yeah.
This is the etymology for the word matrix. It's mattress.
Yeah, matre.
Mattress, matre.
Yep.
Uterus.
Yep. So this is the etymology. This is the etymology of the word matrix. All right. So it means matre, but basically go back to the word mother. All right, or uterus. Go ahead.
Uterus, womb.
So once you come through the womb of a woman, you enter into the matrix. This is really the matrix right here.
And it says from Old French, mattress or matrix, again, womb or uterus.
There you go, man. All right, so now let's get that in Exodus 13 and 2, the word for that womb. Yeah, somebody can read the precept for it, and then get the word for it in the lexicon. Yeah, Exodus 13 and 2. My bad.
Exodus chapter 13, verse 2.
Yep.
Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast.
Right, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were the Israelites of the Bible. That's right, man. La Familia. That's right, man. So what now? Go ahead, brother. He said the one that what part of the womb?
Exodus chapter 13, verse 2.
Sanctify it, yep.
Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
There you go, man. So we belong to the Lord. We're the true sons of God, the ones the world hates. All right, go ahead. Somebody got that lexicon?
I do.
Go ahead.
All right, so Exodus 13 and 2 for the womb. It says womb, matrix,
Right,
the
so
womb.
this is the word for this is the definition of the word womb.
The Hebrew word is racham, and it says the womb, matrix, womb, man, woman, slave, two women, or basically the womb.
Right, the womb. All right. So you basically entering into another dimension. All right. So you leave from one dimension and you go to another one. That's what it means to enter into the matrix. And when we die, when the body dies, your spirit doesn't die. You just transition into another dimension.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Yep.
I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
Right.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood.
Right. They're teaching in the hospital 9 months.
Yeah.
It's really supposed to be 10 months. All right. All right. 2 of my children were born in 10 months. Go ahead, brother.
And the science of it, when they do say 9 months, it be a 10. It really be the 10th month because they go off the last period from before they got popped.
Got you.
That would add up to be the 10 right there.
It's supposed to be 40 weeks.
Good.
Damn, got you, Esau.
Verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep.
Right, because it was pleasure being in rest, all right, being in the spiritual realm, man, in a whole nother dimension where you don't have to worry about the cares of this life, man.
Yeah, the pleasure that came with sleep was talking about sex. That's right. Right, man. After you pop your woman and you get some rest, that's what we're talking about. The pleasures that come with it.
It's a life.
Now you cool. I got your back. All right. So this was Solomon talking. In the same way, Yahushua came through the womb the same way, from a seed of a man and through the womb of a woman. All right. So yeah, as we talking about the womb, we can't leave out the seed of man.
Good.
That's important, man. They were compacted in blood in the seed of man, yo. All right, and then we come through the matrix, which is the woman.
I can get the point in verse 3.
Yeah, Baba Kushar, go ahead, bro.
And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do.
Right, so he mentioned he was crying. You know, that's why I wanted to mention that. I wanted to bring that out as far as he mentioned that he was crying, as all others do. Because when you come into this realm, you cry, man. The first thing the baby is cry, man.
Yeah,
know?
man. That's like that picture of that one baby that had the mad face.
Yeah.
Like, they was born back in this realm. That's right, man. And the first letter they utter is what? Ba, Ga, Da.
Khan. They talk in the Hebrew kind of syllables, like.
That's right.
And that's naturally, that's natural, humanly natural. They had did like some sort of test or research study on if you had somebody that was born and had heard no speech from anybody, all right, what kind of voice would it utter? And it was the same thing. And it wasn't influenced by anything else. So the tongue will naturally want to speak in Hebrew.
All right, where was somebody get let's start from I want to start from Psalms 82 and 6 again. Right, man.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 6.
Yep.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
That's right, man. So we fell just like any other nation fell, and we also died just like any other man died. All right, but he said, no, but ye are gods, man. Ye are the true powers. You see that? Just like Neo had to wake up, we had to wake up out of this matrix. 1 John 3 and 1 all the way to 2. Oh, we already got that. 1 John 1 and 12. John 1 and 12, man. That's right, man, because now we have a chance to be called the sons of God again.
John chapter 1, verse 12. But as many as 11, he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
Right, so now let's go to Genesis chapter 6. Babaka shot somebody. All right, so yeah, man, the same sons of God back then are the sons of God today, which are what? Yasha Allah.
6 and what?
1. We'll start from top.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them.
Right,
Preach it, brother.
Yeah, that's right now. Thank you, man. And all these false doctrines too. Go ahead.
That the sons of power saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
That's right, man. So, all right, so we started sleeping with the other nations' women. And the Lord said we're not supposed to do that back then because what? The other nations would turn the hearts of our children away from the Father. And that's the only reason. But now today, any woman can do that. You know what I mean? So you can deal with any woman you want. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years.
There you go. So yeah, we were put in this flesh, and the Lord gave us a limit to our life. But what are you going to do with that life while you're alive, man? He said we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai to receive those things which we've done in our bodies. All right? Go ahead, brother. So that's the matrix. You know, that's the physical matrix. Everything you're looking at in this realm is but vanity, or a mirage, or a projection of some sort. A material projection of light. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days.
Right, so there were giants, meaning what? Nephilim, Napoleon, meaning the fallen ones, or fellers. All right, and we fell as a nation. We were those giants. All right, the sons of God. Go ahead.
And also after that, when the sons of power came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
There you go. They were just famous people. All right, so they were like damn, you know, they were like Saul. Saul had all that power, but he was wicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, today now let's get where are we at? Let's get Sirach 16. I think 1.
I got it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in their ungodly sons. Thou shalt, though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Keep going.
Right, yeah, no, you good. Because even though, because back then, he said they had sons from the other nations, right? So even though we had children and we were called the sons of God, it said what? They became fellers. They became fallen ones. Now read that again with that in mind. So even though it were children being born unto us, but they were being wicked. All right, go ahead. Read that again, brother.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 16 verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in their ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
There you go, man. So that's the focus. We want the fear of the Lord to be with our children. Other than that, there's nothing to rejoice in. All right, keep going.
trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000. And better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
That's right, man. All right. So yeah, that's right, man. So now, yeah. All right. So that's what we had. They had ungodly children. All right. They were called fellers, or fallen ones. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 18:9.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 18:9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and with one consent made a holy law that the saints should be all partakers of the same good and evil. The fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
Yeah, keep going.
But on the other side, there sounded an ill-according cry of the enemies, and a lamentable noise was cried abroad for children that were, what is that? Oh, that's bewailed?
Yeah, will be well, right?
Right.
That happened in the Egyptian Empire.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. When the Lord delivered our children and destroyed their firstborn. All right, it made a difference. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, verse 11, the master and the servant were punished after one manner, and like as the king, so suffered the common person. So they all together had innumerable dead with one kind of death. Neither were their living sufficient to bury, neither were their living sufficient to bury them. For in one moment the noblest spring of them was destroyed. For whereas they could not believe anything by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledged this people to be the sons of God.
Whoa, see that? So the Egyptians, the Egyptians acknowledged us as the sons of God, but these people won't do it today. See, the Egyptians, that's a cut on you, these Africans. The Egyptians acknowledged our people as the sons of God, the children of Israel. How you gonna get around that one? All right, especially when the Lord made a separation. See, once the Lord makes his separation, that's when they're gonna admit it, according to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Just like when the Lord made a separation there and destroyed their children, that when they were like, oh yeah, they must be the sons of God. So that's what we gotta wait for. All right, all the way to 15.
All the way to 15? Yeah. All right. Verse 14. For while all things were in quiet silence, and that the night was in the midst of her swift course, thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction.
Right, you speaking on real quick? That's talking about Yahushua, you know.
Yeah, that's talking about Yahushua coming down and killing all the firstborn of Egypt during that time. And the ones that had the blood on the doorposts were the ones that he passed by. So now we represent those doorposts, and his blood is upon the ones that are believing his name. So now those are the ones that the death angels go pass by when the destruction comes up.
Right. Right. Now let's see why the giants fell and who were they, you know? Let's get the word giants, it means fallen ones. Let's get Sirach 16:7.
Sirach chapter 16 and verse 7. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness.
Whoa, so that's why they fell away. They were in the strength of their foolishness. You see that? So that's what the word giant means. They both in the same sentence. The word giant means faller or feller. And they fell away. All right? In the strength of their foolishness. They fell from grace. So now we're being risen back up and given a chance. Galatians 4, the Son into our hearts calling Abba Father.
All right.
Huh? Hold on, my bad. I'm looking for something real quick. What's that? 16:7. Okay.
This Galatians chapter 4, start at verse 1.
Yeah.
In verse 1, now I say that the hair, as long as now I say that the hair, heir.
Like heir to the throne.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father.
Right, so we didn't have any tutors and governors at that time. All right, the Lord had to raise up tutors and governors. All right, and the law being one of them, one of the tutors. The law was given to us through Moses. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3, even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world, but when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law.
Yeah, keep going. I'm talking about who? The children of Israel. Go ahead.
That we might receive the adoption of sons.
Whoa, we're going to receive the adoption of sons. Meaning being brought back to being Yahweh's sons again. Being his children again. How? Through the Spirit. All right, go ahead.
And because ye are sons, Yahweh hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son, Yahweh Shah,
that's right,
into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father.
So now we calling out Father again. All right, we became Gentiles, meaning what? Nations again.
Hey, I want to say, you shall no longer call him Ishi, no Baal, but call
you got it. Call him Baal. We're gonna call him Ishi.
Husbandman.
Husbandman, man. Making us the daughter, the nation of Israel being like the woman, the daughter, and Yahweh being our father. All right. So yeah, man. Now we have a chance to be called sons of God again, and it's a true statement. All right, that we are the sons of God. The word sons just goes back to bunyam, which would basically be like children. All right, you got daughters too. So let's get 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 5. We're gonna get a little more clearer on how the giants fell. That they weren't some giants like Paul Bunyan walking around. Even though we were taller and bigger back then, the word giants just means fallen ones. All right, we were the ones that fell from our position as sons of God.
You said 3 and 5.
Chapter 3 and 5.
All right, this 2nd Ezra chapter 3 verse 5. And gave us a body unto Adam without soul.
Oh, 4.
4, okay. 2nd Ezra 3 and 4. O Lord, who bears rule, thou speakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people.
Right, so he commanded the people. So he planted the earth and he created people. You see that? He created the earth, he created people called Adamites, meaning people from the ground. Go ahead.
And gave us a body unto Adam without soul.
Right, go ahead. So he gave, go ahead.
Which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made a living before thee.
So he gave Adam wisdom, all right, understanding. Go ahead, brother.
And thou leddest him to paradise, which thy right hand had planted, before ever the earth came forward.
That's right, man. So he led him into paradise, which was what? The garden that was put in Eden. This whole earth is known as Eden, and the Lord placed a garden in a garden called paradise. All right, go ahead. So this place is supposed to be paradise, but right now the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and it's an abomination right now, man. The earth is waxing old and destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way.
Whoa, so that was the difference of what the Lord did with Adam compared to the other people. He gave Adam the commandments and a different form of the commandment. It was verbal. He said, love my way and hate the world. Same thing he's saying today. Now he gave us the written law. Go ahead, brother.
And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointed death in him and in his generation.
So he transgressed the way of the Most High. He followed after his woman and that serpent in the garden. All right, that heathen.
And in his generation, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number.
All right, go ahead, keep going, brother.
And every people.
So this was after the Adamites and after Adam, and then you have what? The Nephilim, the giants. Go ahead, out.
And every people walk after their own will.
Whoa, so there were people see that? We always say that as people, but just, you know, it's an extra point. There was people, they were all walking after their own wills, meaning they didn't have the Spirit.
And every people walk after their own will and did wonderful things before thee and despised thy commandments.
Right, those were the tyrants, the fellers, man, the sons of God that was going off.
It says, and again in process of time thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world and destroyest them. And it came to pass that every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these.
Right.
Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, and his house and his household, of whom came all righteous men.
There you go, man. So that's when the Lord restarted everything with Noah. All right, and then we come through who? Through Shem. All right, so when you say we all come of Adam, you got to mention Noah, because the Lord destroyed everybody with the flood and with death, and then he restarted everything with Noah. All right, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna add on. Even in the times of Adam, you had a wicked seed and a righteous seed, man. And the righteous seed was killed, man. And guess what the Lord did? He restored it with Seth. Right?
That's right, man. That's right. All right. That's right, man. That Cain and Abel.
All right.
No, you good. You good.
You go?
No, we good on that. Okay. Let's get 2 Peter 3 and 15. Did we read that already? No. 2 Peter 3 and 15.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. And account that the long suffering of the Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you.
Y'all keep going over to 17.
As also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are learned and unstable rest.
Keep going.
And they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction.
Right, so they wrestle with these scriptures unto their own destruction. People can't understand that the fallen ones were us. That the sons of God are the children of Israel today. All right, go ahead. Go to 17.
Yeah, this 17 right here.
All right.
Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before, beware lest ye also being led away with the error of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness.
There you go. So we don't want to fall again. So being led away with the error, you don't want to fall. You see that? That's what he's talking about, that word fall. We became fellers. And the Lord, he's telling us and showing us how not to fall again. All right, read that last part again, brother.
No verse.
Yeah, the last verse, 17.
Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before, beware lest ye also being led away with the errors of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness.
There you go, man. Let's get that word fall real quick. 2 Peter 3 and 17. Yep. Did somebody get Jeremiah 17 and 12, Babakasha? 3 and 17. Jeremiah 17 and 12.
Jeremiah 17 and 12.
Yep.
All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 12. A glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary.
Right, so yeah, in the beginning, we had a glorious high sanctuary. All right, during the times of Adam, we were made perfect. But the Lord said, what? We fell. All right, go ahead. So that was our sanctuary, man. We fell from this sanctuary. Where was that? Go ahead, brother.
Oh Lord.
I'll read it again.
All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 12. A glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living waters.
There you go. So they're gonna be written in the earth as what? The book of the dead. You got the book of life. You got the book of destruction. All right. So what? He said our sanctuary was a place of what?
He said it was a glorious high throne from the beginning.
There you go, man. We had a glorious high throne from the beginning, and we fell from that. That's right. All right. You got that. All right. Yeah. Let's get that word for fall that the brother was reading. He said you don't want to fall. Go ahead.
All right. It says fall at Kipto. It says G1537 and G4098. It says to drop away, especially to be driven out of one's course.
Wow. To drop away. That's right, man. Yep.
Figuratively, to lose, become insufficient, be cast, fall away from, take none effect, to fall out of, to fall down from, to fall off, to fall from a thing, to lose it, to perish, to fall from a place which one cannot keep,
Right.
fall from a position, to fall powerless, to fall to the ground, be without effect.
See, that's how we fell. We fell and became powerless. All right, so we just fell as a nation, man. We fell from righteousness. All right, so let's get Acts chapter 1, verse 8. Yep. All right, man. He says, right now it does not appear what we shall be.
This is Acts chapter 1, verse 8. But ye shall receive the power after the Holy Ghost is come upon you.
Right, so once you wake up from the matrix, that's when the Lord gonna give you that power, just like with Neo. He had to wake up from the matrix, and then the Lord, then he received power. You know what I mean? Right, go ahead.
And ye shall be a witness unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all of Judea.
Right, so we gotta go around and snatch everybody else up out the matrix. All right, go ahead.
And in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Keep going.
That's right. Now you good, brother. So now we're in that time where the revealing is happening, and the Lord is consuming with the word of mouth, and this word is being preached all over the four corners of the earth. All right. Let's get this in did we get Romans 8 and 14 yet? Go ahead, brother.
It's Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Khan, and that power ultimately is starting now, man, which the words that we're speaking, man. Being given the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to be able to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom, man. You know, that's the power that's beginning to start, and that the Lord is showing amongst his men, because the things that's being spoken on the highways and byways through the four corners of the earth is coming to pass, man. And then you gonna know a prophet was among you.
Right, brother. Right, man. Romans 8.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8.
Right.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of God.
Oh, so today, all the ones that are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, the Spirit of truth, that the Lord said he seeketh such to worship him, the Father, the Heavenly Father, these are the sons of God. Not just because we're the children of Israel, but because what? They're led by the Spirit. All right, because that's what made us fall from the beginning, falling away from his Spirit. So now to go back to him, we've got to return through the Spirit of truth, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 15. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
There you go, man. So now we have received that spirit of adoption that the brother was talking about in Galatians chapter 4. And to call out Abba, Father again, making us sons of the Most High again. You know, not just bastards. You know, everybody can't be a son of God. The Lord not coming back to save everybody like they teach in church. You know, John 3:16 doctrine. You know, the Lord is making a clear separation. He died for the children of Israel. All right, and for us to have a chance to be called sons of God again, just like in the movie Matrix, when Neo had to wake his ass up and stop taking that blue pill and took the red pill and woke up to the truth. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. They got a precept. Any precept?
One pertaining to the Spirit of the Lord. You was just talking about.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So come, man. Hey, just like the elder was speaking on, man. Hey, the spirit of prophecy, man. Hey, those are the ones that serve the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that have his spirit, all right? That's as you can see right here, which is a representation of prophecy. Us getting out here prophesying, man. You know, giving that introduction of the Lord Yahushua, making his way back, his return, you know.
Right, the real Neo. You know, Neo on that movie was shitty, man. Remember nothing? He was, you know, he tried to jump. He was out of shape like the fat Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Our king, man, he has a garment written on him, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And he's perfect. And he's on the right hand of the Father right now, so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, a true superhero that's going to come and enter into the Matrix, man, to free us from the Matrix. He already freed our minds, like Morpheus told him. He said, "You got to free your mind, Neo. Free your mind." You know, it's not the spoon that's bending; it's you that's bending. See, I like that movie, man. It's real abstract. Yeah.
Come.
You know, what's up, bro?
He caught you.
That's all good. Got one? All right, I think what's that?
It's Job 24 and 24. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so now, who will make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? You know? So hey, though it tarry, wait for it, man. You know, hey, what's written before time is written for our learning, man.
Right, they're gonna be cut off in due time, the harvest. In the time of the harvest, they're gonna be cut off like the tops of corn. All right, that's beautiful, man. We're gonna end it there, man. This is our commentary on the movie Matrix, Resurrection. You know, I believe it was some spiritual annotations there about the children of Israel waking up and being resurrected as a nation, and also about how they're going to use that meta. They're programming and get people's mind prepared for this new system that they're establishing called meta, so where they have Morpheus, where he only existed as a program, and for people to talk to him, they had to enter into the Matrix. So they can do the same thing with somebody's dead loved ones. You know, they got Facebook icons and they whole information on there.
That's the one thing that, if I may add on, that's one thing that they are doing with Meta. They say for instance, like the elder just said, if you are missing a loved one, man, you can interact with that loved one in the metaverse. You know, so they also have different robots too, where like it's basically a SIM card. You can put that SIM card in there. Oh yeah, what if you miss your mom? You know, you need to get some advice from your mama. You can go talk to her right now, man. You can get that advice from your mama, and it can have the same voice as well. You know, hey, that's the work of Esau, man.
Esau, man, the magic and witchcraft on the left hand side.
There's another program, Slocky. There's another program that uses facial recognition to where you put you show the picture of your loved one, and then it uses the face that's in the picture to like move around and to like speak and to like blink and smile at you and stuff like that.
Yep, that's right, man.
And one more thing too, it's a movie on Netflix where they got your loved ones in a box, and you can just talk to them anytime you want to, man. So they already putting that out there. Yeah, it's a movie. I'm gonna make sure I send it to the chat. Yeah. But it's a movie where it's a whole box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole machine. And you can turn it on and you can talk to them like they're dead. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like they on a damn.
Hey, now check this out. What's that? It's gonna trigger something with you. What was that? Morpheus, right? In the movie, they had it where they couldn't talk to him unless they went into the Matrix. But when they were out of the Matrix, they had like the beads that came together.
Can we say?
Okay. No, this is the Inuits.
Yeah, the small robots.
Nah,
Okay, all right.
this is like a hologram.
Gone.
But the hologram could actually physically reach out and shake your hand. You can feel it.
Cool.
But with the metaverse, they're gonna have it to where you have on the
VR.
the ER, the shit that's over the eyes, VR, and they're gonna have on gloves and shit, you know, sensory stuff.
Esau fell. The fall of Esau. What's this?
You on that shit. You need some milk.
He needs some milk. But yeah, so and they got it to where you can feel the physicality of it. Man, they're gonna have, you know, they had them games. They're gonna have demons chasing people. They be feeling that shit.
They got these vests that you put on.
Yep.
To where you can feel
Yep. You got Elam, which is the down-head Indians. They're going into slavery too.
Yeah, they got vests that you put on when you're inside of a game, to where if you get shot, you can kind of feel it. You can feel like the vibrations from the game. They're trying to make it as interactive and lifelike as possible.
That's the one. Yep. So yeah, man, you see what Esau up to, man. They putting it in all their movies. So yeah, man. It took me like 4 days to watch it. I kept falling asleep. So, but yeah, man, anybody got any precepts y'all want to bring up? You good? All right, no doubt. So we're gonna wrap it up on this topic at least. We might keep going too, but we're gonna end it here. Hopefully we're edified. But this is our commentary on the Matrix Resurrection 2021. All right, so yeah, man. So with that, we want to say Call, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Hashem, Rakah, Kodash, Mama. All right, double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS, and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Nakwati, the children that believe in sincerity and truth. Around the four corners of the earth, man. It'd be funny, man. With that, we're gonna say our shalom.
Shalom.
I knew you were
laughing at. Yeah.
Yeah, he funny, man. Hey, shalom, sis. How you end this, John? Let's start here. Let's start here.